Hey, it's Todd with Defense and Safety. I want to do a quick knife review. I was excited to get this knife, as you can probably tell by the name of the video. This is the Starmate, as you can see here, hopefully it'll focus. This is the collaboration with Bob Terzuola. And this was a knife that was released a while ago and it's been out of production, and they just reintroduced it. And I'll tell you right now, this is going to be a negative review. This is produced in Seki City, Japan, so that'll tell you right away this is a VG10 blade. Now, it is a nice thick blade, I will say that. Let me just see if I get a little nice focus here. It's definitely a thickest VG10 I've ever seen. Nice. The nicest thing about this knife is the blade. But what really disappointed me, this is a $180, $190 knife. First of all, VG10, as you can already see, is just a fingerprint magnet. Secondly, this G10 feels super cheap. It's very, very thin. It's got a skeletonized or milled liner lock with a scale on the other side. The clip, extremely thin, extremely cheap feeling. Everything about this knife, except for the blade, feels cheap. For a $180, $190 knife, I can't even believe. Sorry, something on the floor there. I can't even believe Spyderco is selling this. I mean, when you look at the quality of a military or the paramilitary that go for a fraction of that cost. This to me is at best a $60 to $80 knife. I'm just shocked that Spyderco is selling this. I don't know if the yen dollar exchange is so high that it affects the price of this. Let me just wipe it off again. I'm sending it back. I haven't even carried it. I switched the pocket clip, which, by the way, these are Phillips screws in the back. And maybe they're trying to be true to the original design. You know, it's a great blade shape and design. I think if they'd made this in Golden, Colorado, even with 154 cm, but, you know, I'd been happy, but S30V either, and used a higher grade G10 and liners. And even the pins here look like crap. And listen to this. See if you can hear this. You hear that? I know you can. That is the tube for the lanyard hole. It rattles. I mean, this is a total piece of crap. And I hope to dissuade anybody from buying it. I mean, if you want this knife, you've always wanted it, you never got one, that's where I was. And so I was on pre-order, and it came, and I was stoked. Pulled it out, switched the pocket clip before I did anything, what I almost always do, and then I start playing around with it, and I'm like, screw this thing. And it's definitely smooth. The detent is pretty weak, or you could say non-existent. I don't even feel a detent. You know, it flicks out fine, but I'm telling you, VG10, although thick stock, you know, it looks like a flat grind. I think that's, yeah. So, flat grind. It's a decent blade. The jimping here is pretty aggressive, actually, for Spyderco. There's none underneath, but it just feels so cheap. I just can't believe it. So I wanted to get this review up before anybody else made the same mistake. I'm telling you, unless this is just you're obsessed with this knife, I would go with anything but this. I'd take a Benchmade 710. I'd take this any Spyderco other than this one. I mean, it's just not a good knife. It just feels so cheap, and it's hard to see. Let's see if I can get this to focus. How thin this is. And you know, maybe in the CAD design this is thick enough for this to work, but this metal just looks like the cheapest stamped metal. You know, this knife actually reminds me of like a persistence type of knife made out of China. So again, I'm shocked. I'm a big fan of Spyderco. I'm looking in my safe, I can see a dozen of them right now, and I carry them regularly. I wouldn't own this at any price. It's that cheap. And again, I think if it were a $60 knife, which I can't believe they could sell this for $60, so it's never going to be, I might buy it just to have it, and it wouldn't bother me. But even at $80, I would not be happy with this knife. So anyway, this is the Spyderco Starmate. It's just getting out there. I mean, look at that smudge already too. That's one thing I hate about VG10. But anyway, buyer beware. Thanks for watching.